What it do, everybody? It is I, your gracious host, man, coming back to you live with another edition of Live on Sunday, man. It is so good to see everybody check in for you for another amazing week. I hope your week has been prosperous. I hope it's been eventful. I hope you learned something. I hope you worked hard. I hope everything that you desired and wanted has come true. I want to welcome you. I'm your gracious host, King Crowder. This is what I do, man. Welcome to another edition of Live on Sunday, man. This is what we chop it up. We debrief, we think, we replay, we look back, and we examine how life and where we are going, man. It is so good to see y'all here this evening, man. It's such a pleasure to be back with y'all. Check in with you. Comment, like, subscribe to the channel. Share the live. Do is what you got to do best, man. Be interactive, be thought-provoking, and most importantly, I hope you gain something from it, man. And woo, it's been a good week for me, man. I feel like this week was a little busy, but I think just what I've learned for the most for this week for me, y'all, is time management sometimes. Time management, managing your life, managing everything else, and also reinventing yourself. Every time you go through life, you got to reinvent yourself. You got to redo things. You got to retry things. You got to rework things. And so for you to start doing those things, you will start to see in your life move in a better direction. For me, I noticed this week that I really laxed on my reading and my quiet time. And I think I'm going to take more of an effort to really dive into that, man. I feel like that's something I really got to start hitting in more. And hopefully that will be the opening goal for this week. Today's lesson, we're going to talk about a lot of things, man. If you did not know, Wallo, Trump swinging the block, and Michelle Obama is starting a gender war podcast. Let me go into my first big subject I want to talk about. And I believe watching is more important than anything. Again, welcome. Share the live. But I want to see what y'all thoughts about this video, man. Fair use to everybody. Welcome on in. Comment, like, and share.
Nobody gives a fuck about that. Kill that shit.
Pardon for the language. I'm pardon for the language, but I want to see y'all raw, filtered, and uncut.
Ow. Either you got a good business or you don't. All that shit, don't nobody want to hear that shit. That's a hustle. Support me because I got a black business. Is your restaurant clean? Is the food good? Do you got consistent cooks? Is the material your shit good? Stop doing that. Oh, you support the white people? No, I support consistency, baby. Yeah. Well, fuck about what color you is. I'm gonna spend my money. That paper, I'm gonna spend them millions where the fuck I want to spend it at. Whether it's Porsche, Ferrari, Land, I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do while I'm here. But I'm gonna tell you one thing, I ain't gonna be finessed off some black shit. But one thing about it, 70% of you motherfuckers is not going to make it. I'm not no motherfucking fake ass motivational speaker that talk this dumb shit. I'm the number one nigga in the country. You know why? Y'all seen me come out of the penitentiary. I make millions, and I make millionaires, baby. You understand me?
My first thought of when I see videos or hear things like this, do we ever see you do it to other ethnicities? Let me say it again. Anytime I see be hard on black people vibe, my first reaction is, has he ever publicly said it to other ethnicities? Does he say it in the right setting, or is it only you punch down on people? King Crowder, what are you talking about? Whenever you have somebody the Candace Owens of the world and you only speak bad about one ethnicity of people, specifically Black Americans of the United States, I know you have an agenda. Let me say it again. I know whenever I listen to you talk, if you only talk bad about Black Americans when it comes to something, you have an agenda. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, Wallo has been on his successful podcast, shout out to him, for a while now. But when Little Durk and them came up here and you knew that behavior was bad, when you knew they were making songs about smoking and doing things like that were disrespectful, did he have that same energy? Wallo, did you have that same energy when you're discussing something that you know is bad? Or are you only going to have that same energy with a certain set of things? Let me go ahead and speak outright about something else to y'all. The myth of just black businesses being bad is crazy. I've been to so many bad Asian businesses, African businesses, Caribbean businesses, white businesses, Janky businesses are everywhere. I don't care where you work. The crop of talent that he's speaking of being this way, I want to know, Wallo, where is it that you're getting this perfect experience from, and where do you shop? Because I want to ask you something. People complain about places all the time, but they still go back to them. McDonald's can miss your order up every day. You going back next week. Lululemon can call you an NIGGA. You going back next week. People in your community that you buy money from will disrespect you, and you're going back next week. So if you only have that energy that when it's condemning black business owners, but not to the owners in those communities that aren't serving those people right, I know you got an agenda behind it. Wallo, majority of black business owners do great business. I shop at them regularly. I go to them. It's what I prefer. It's what I prefer. So seeing the ranges of the businesses are common. Where do you see completely bad black businesses? Where do you see completely good Asian businesses? Why do you feel like it is a need to trash people that are trying to do better and improve? If I see that you're trying with your effort to improve, to grow, I don't need to get online and bash you. I need to go to their owner to the side, pull the manager, and ask them for their opinion. Bend their ear, talk to them. I was always taught culturally. That's what makes me wonder what part of the culture, where is he from? But Wallo's been institutionalized, so he's missed a lot of things. If I have a criticism or issue with the way something's going, you can have that. My first thing is to pull you over and ask questions. Hey, you need help? Do you need training? What you got going on, man? How is everything going? Why is the staff behind? Do you have staffing issues? Do you have quality control issues? It is multiple amount of things that you can ask and lead towards. But my antennas, I want all y'all antennas to go up. Whenever you hear someone constantly disrespecting, getting at, checking, addressing, setting the record straight on black businesses, knowing something behind it. When you do it for black women, know it's something behind it. When you checking the black men, I know it's something behind it. That should be a clear indicator in your mind, something funny going on. You feel me? If that is the same energy that you completely have time after time after time again, it lets me know you have an agenda. It does. Because I don't care what part of ethnicities you deal with. I don't care what part of society you go with. I don't care who you deal with on a regular basis. You got to know that there's multiple amount of things going on that are not good. So if I've only seen you criticize or be vocal against one issue, I know where you rely, man. You got to understand, y'all. You get rewards, benefits, trinkets of multiple reasons to disrespect black people. There is literally a package, y'all. There's literally people who will support you outrightly by saying, oh man, I gotta go towards those black people. Man, those black people are holding us back. Man, those black people, if I can just get rid of those individuals, man, those black people that always don't do right, don't take care of this. We know the rhetoric, right? But when we say, what is the information on the other side? You got to look up, you got to find, you got to seek, you got to check, you got to find names of information, right? To close my thoughts on that subject, whenever we talk about black businesses, black people in general, watch out for someone that is only critical of certain issues. If you don't talk about the cause or the effects or the symptoms of it, and the only thing you talk about is the beginning process, I know where you land. If the only time you have these conversations about something is at that end point, I know you have something going on that you got to deal with and you got to focus on. You can push that burden on me by saying it's black people, but no, mentally, you got something that you got to deal with and handle. Why are you talking about that, Mr. King Carter? Why did you lead in with that subject? Because I want y'all to think about something. And this goes into the Wallo point. It is people that have shot, killed multiple people online. For example, the gentleman in Florida State, he shot, promoted white supremacist views, patrolled against black people, even shot children at a university. And guess what, y'all? you got to search and find his name. You got to actively look and find out Phoenix. What's the gentleman's name again? Let me look it up, y'all. You have to look. His name isn't in the headlines. You have to search about someone who has gunned down, shot, attacked multiple people. If you did not know, Florida State University has changed its class because, sorry about that, y'all. Because, let me go ahead and go to that article again. Florida State has changed its class schedule because they had an active shooter this week. An active shooter on a college campus, and I got to look up his name. I have to literally look up the FS shooter's name. I got to look up where was he from, his family's history. I got to Google his identity. What I am saying, y'all, when a young black boy had a situation in Texas, you saw his name, his family identity, his headlines, multiple things about these things previously released, but you have to physically go check for these things. This is what I mean when you see stuff promoted and you see an agenda going on. Many people don't even aware of stuff like this is going on. That young man who did that crime actively had things going on in real time, but I want y'all to understand, where's his name in the headline? Where's a different picture of him in the headline? Where do you see an article talking about Phoenix Eichner? We see his manifesto. We see him killing someone, but we don't see anything else. To me, as an informed individual, I want you to understand something. We saw more about a child, a 17-year-old child, than about a gentleman who did a horrendous crime. Why has that not made more national news? Why hasn't that been discussed? Why hasn't that been championed? Why haven't we been like, man, you know what? That's kind of crazy, right? It is kind of crazy that we see this going on in real time and we ain't saying nothing. We acting like it's normal. This gentleman who went through an active scene of a crime with someone, we don't even see what's going on. I got to look and find his name to find out where he is, where he's from, etc., etc., etc. King Crowder, why are you bringing all this up, man? Why are you yapping about this? I'm yapping about this because I want y'all to be aware of stuff. I want you to be aware of what's going on actively. I want you to be aware of what's going on currently in society. I want y'all to be prepared. I want y'all to mentally, when y'all see things, I want y'all to decompress the ideas. I want y'all to process the ideas. I want you to read A, B, and C, then navigate it. Because if you don't know how to navigate it, when you see things, you'll just agree with it. You won't question it. You won't question the validity of it. You won't say, man, does that sound right? Or that's made up. Man, is that a good article to read? Or is that just bull job? You'll start to process in your mind and yourself like, man, I don't know if that imagery is correct. I don't know if that imagery has a good point, if it's valid, if it's not, or am I just overthinking an article? You will start to think what I read one time is law. What you won't begin to do is do deductive reasoning. Deductive reasoning is when I see the headline, right? I look at the article and I look at 2 pages down, 2 paragraphs down. That is how you get the meat of it. And when you begin to think, to operate, and to read like that, you will begin your first step into thinking critically. So like we chopped it up already, man. Wallo disrespect, the FSU shooter, and the next thing I want to chop it up about, y'all, that is so important to me. Tonight on Live on Sunday, you know, out of the multiple things the Obamas could be doing, I find it crazy that we see First Lady Michelle Obama, right, on a podcast with Tracee Ellis Ross talking about gender issues. Not reparations, not the young man that had a shooting crime, not about the Trump situation, not about Black History Month. We got Michelle Obama, the former First Lady, talking about gender issues and Tracee Ellis Ross. I just want y'all to see it right quick and hear it, and then we'll break it down.
Reasons. I mean, we've talked about this that often I date younger men, and a lot of it is because
let's stop on that, folks.
Oh my God, we had a great dinner. We had a great dinner, by the way, where across the table your husband goes, but why? And I said, well, maybe because I can.
Yes, Marie. This is what I'm saying. Tales from Tracee's
I just find it crazy, y'all. Like I said, as brilliant as Michelle Obama is, as many subjects are hard shooting things they could talk about. I just find it kind of crazy that she's going the relationship route, which is nothing wrong with talking about it. But all these important issues that could be discussed, this is what you talk about? What Barack at? I mean, y'all ain't talking about nothing that we got going on right now. Nothing powerful, nothing important, just this dating. I just don't get it, bro. Shout out to Nova Ward Priest Pride. I see you. Keep commenting.
It's fun. It's really fun to share.
Tracee Tales.
But
I'm sorry.
But one of the reasons, though, that because I had to ask myself that question, I was like, what is this about?
Yeah.
Because I want a partner. And so often, and it's not just that I'm older.
Absolutely, man. I'm just thinking about it, man. This was the former first lady. We ain't seeing George Bush and them talk about this. All the things that we got going on, and you talking about dating for a 50-year-old woman date. First off, if you had 50 and you're dating, you got some bad things going on. No, she's an attractive lady. She is a beautiful older lady, but 50 years old talking about dating younger guys. What are we doing? What? And I want y'all I'm gonna process and I'm gonna get my points on it, but I'm just looking at it like I'm kind of shocked by it. I really am.
I'm also very embodied. I am a full, very whole person who knows myself, who is in charge of my life, and who lives a very full.
First red flag. I want put my fellows on game right quick. Whenever somebody talks about full red life, I want y'all to understand something. That means that they have what they want only. Nothing that you said goes into a relationship, Ms. Ross. Ma'am. I gotta say ma'am with that. None of those skills, none of those things you talked about go into what it talks about dealing with a relationship every day. None of those skills transfer. All that knowing myself, I'm this, I'm that, like what?
Just robust life. So it's not just age, it's like life experience and sort of a difference. But I had to ask myself the question, why? Why does this keep sort of coming up other than they're hot and gorgeous?
There's that.
There's that. But a lot of men my age are steeped in a toxic masculinity.
Jesus Christ. You got a 50-year-old woman talking about toxic masculinity. I can't even. What are you getting from dating younger guys, Ms. Ross? Like, for real. For real.
And have been raised in a culture where there is a particular way that a relationship looks. And anything that starts to smell of that for me, I did enough of it where I was controlled and felt like I was a possession or whatever those things were, or prize, and I have no interest in it. And
dating at 50 is wild to me. It just is, man. Not saying you won't have things happen in life, but dating younger guys, you have to know, like, as a younger dude, unless you ain't got your paper right, to say you're dating a 50, she doesn't like to do traditional. I mean, it ain't even that, man. It's just you saying you're dating at 50 is crazy. To me, it is like, okay, like, what? You the same age as my mom. And I'm not a young dude by any, but I mean, what age guys are you dating? Like 20-something-year-old guys? What? Man, you're paying. You're funding. You're giving something. No 20-something, 30-year-old guys wants to hear that I'm dating a 50-year-old woman. I'm sorry. He's talking about you. Not in a good way. He is saying, yeah, I got this 50-year-old joint. She like me, bro, but she got money. It ain't no relationship. What kind of phone relationship y'all gonna have? What are you even gonna talk about? And I'm just baffled that, again, y'all, the former first lady, instead of talking about anything that's of importance or real that we got going on, the first thing she's trying to do is trying to do the relationship thing. And I'll give it, man. I mean, it is a wave right now of beautiful ladies that are aging gracefully. It's a beautiful lady right here, Bernice Bagos. right? Somebody, lady sent me this picture today. She's 45 and she's attractive, but she's still 45. Let me get the picture up close. Let me see if I can do it. She's still 45, y'all. I don't care how good she looks. She's an attractive lady, but she is older. And as she's older, it's going to be a gap in it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just looking at things like this today, y'all, and I'm just like, this is really what we got going on? I mean, you're beautiful, attractive girl. I'm never going to disrespect you. Never going to say it's not worth it. Never not going to say it ain't going to happen. But just hearing like, man, this is what we're doing. This is what we're watching. Just the whole movement right now. I mean, here go another one too, man. It's just, and it's kind of crazy to see this type of thing. Like, yeah, facts, man. Nobody on fire right now. No, you ain't lying, fam. Some mentally they are in a different age bracket, and you're not lying at all. And this is something else, man. I saw today. It's kind of crazy, and I'm gonna change this stuff. Man.
Most of these niggas don't be wild. None of my time, none of my time, none of
and we love you, man. We know she's been through some things, but man, when I hear the family relationship dynamic, for me, y'all, I want to see more families. At the end of the day, that's the only thing that's gonna lead you and last long term. Dating is a transaction thing, right? When you're dating for a while, you're dating, that means I'm getting something, you're getting something. Unless it's courting or we going around the way to continue growing, then it won't matter. It won't. And as you continue to go around your process, as you continue to process, as you continue to grow, as you continue to date and love, you got to understand like, yo, life is going to happen, right? And as life continues to happen, as we continue to experience life, as we continue to go through things, you will be able to learn from different points of view, different situations, different outcomes. But one thing I want to encourage everybody to do this, man. When you go through your journey, right, I want one thing for fellas to learn: to take the L. The reason why I say take the L is so important that most men got to learn early on, because if you don't learn how to take an L and you go through life fighting, trying to fight every battle, trying to do everything, you will end up losing and hurt yourself more than you can take it. And the greatest example right here, what he say, 100 talk about other than family legacy is crazy. Facts though. But you're going to continue to go through life, right? And when you go through life, if you don't know how to take the L, allow Drake and Kendrick to be the great example for you.
We'll keep moving. Okay, does this ring a bell? Drop. 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 Drop.
I gotta play it again. That was so wicked, y'all. Catch it one more time. Reback.
We'll keep moving. Okay, does this ring a bell? Drop. 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 Drop.
You know why that's so diabolical to me, y'all? Hindsight is always 20/20, right? But as a man, everybody don't fight the same. Everybody don't argue the same. Everybody don't battle the same. Everybody don't go with each other the same. Some people get down and dirty. Some people get low down with it. If you entice somebody by saying what Drake did, drop, disrespecting, bringing up people's name, everybody don't fight the same. If he would have took that L then, y'all, and just left it alone, but when you try to bully somebody, disrespectful somebody, bring up people's family into it, you can't judge how that man or woman's going to respond to you. You can't. You kind of just sometimes you got to take the L. The L is going to be given to all of us. All of us going to have to take the L. All of us are going to have to learn to deal with the L. All of us are going to mentally relax and process the L. And it's okay. You're going to lose sometimes as a man. But when you lose as a man, dealing with it is half the battle, baby. You expose me, it is what it is. I ain't got no money right then and there. It is what it is. I lost that fight. It is what it is. But trying to go against that grain, acting like I ain't take that L. It wasn't on me. I didn't do it. Yes, you did, folks. Take the L. That is something that I preach all the time, man. Learning how to take it, process it, emotionally handle it is so much of a skill that men have to learn early on that we don't get a lot. But when you think, I got to win, I got to get back, every time, you hurt yourself. Because you can't get back every time. Somebody's just going to have an up on you. Somebody is just going to be better than you. And that's okay. That's okay. What's not okay is to try to fight every battle. Physically, this is me talking for real. Talking to myself what I had to learn. Trying to fight every battle. You can't. You shouldn't. You wouldn't. Sometimes that punch in the face, that hit in the mouth, that spar match, just dust yourself off, baby. Look at yourself in the mirror. Make sure the teeth good, crooked still, right? When you do that, you can come back in prepared. But when you act like, oh, I'm this, I'm never going to do nothing. I takes no losses. You motivate people. And the worst thing you can ever try to do, y'all, when you got things going on, is try to inspire somebody. You don't need to do it. Sometimes you just need to move in silence. Because as much as we talk about words, effort, and energy, demonstration is so much better than conversation. I'm going to say it again for people that don't get it all the time. Demonstration is so much better than conversation. What you do will supersede any on everything you say. That's on God. I don't care what anybody tell you. I don't care what any book, any lesson, anything you read. What you do will outweigh all tendencies, all conversations, all ad-libs, all everything. As much it's going to benefit you long term. Man, again, share it live. Thank you for rocking with me, man. I'm going to keep on going, keep on cooking. Yo, I got another crazy video that I would like to respond back to, man. Kind of went viral this week because even great old Braun respond back to it. 100, dog, 100. You know, I only speak facts, Mobile War. Let's go and keep cooking up. Hey, today's lesson, man. Kevin Gates, if y'all don't know him, famous artist, right? Famous lyricist, great songs in the peak of his time. Posted a status about the great LBJ. Tell me what you think.
Conversation came up. We were just looking at like couples and people in the league. And we was talking about how LeBron do the little handshake with Savannah.
Right.
And then I was like, maybe I know this shit that people don't notice. But I'm like, they was like talking about, what if you had LeBron money? I'm like, man, he one of the greatest players to ever play the game.
Right.
But I wouldn't want to trade places with him. And they was like, why not? Why you wouldn't want to play? I say, because I don't like the way Savannah look at LeBron. I like the way them white women look at LeBron.
And what he's saying, y'all, you know, Gates don't explain stuff so well. The admiration, the glow in the dark, the awe and awe of a man. That lady been with that man for almost 20-some years. We don't know what's going on behind the scene. I feel him in that moment when he's saying that LeBron is up here. He should get the praise, the love, and the idolization all the time. But you can't take one still image and judge the entire relationship, man. Lady got 3 kids with him. Been with that boy before he even had money. It's different. They don't know his draws. They don't know his habits. They don't know his growth. So even though you see them at one point in time, Gates, it's hard to just say his wife that's been with him for 20 plus years, who been down, who got 3 of his kids, who go through the ups and downs with him, man, you can't judge him by one moment. You can't. I won't ever disrespect her like that because she is representing that man gracefully. She ain't had no Ayesha Curry moment saying she felt unattractive. She ain't never disrespected that man. She ain't never go against his legacy. All she did was represent him well. So she gets a pass, bro. Mentally, to me, she gets a few passes. She has been a great ambassador for that man's legacy. She has held that man down. She's done well. She's spoken positively. She's incredibly shouldered him greatly, man. So I can't say that. I can't say one handshake where the mood was all that she ain't. No, bro. You can't say that. You can't say that, especially when you dating who you dating. No. I'm just saying, I'm gonna let him keep going before I get my full response.
Like when soon as he walk out there, they just be like, oh, they be dicked out. But it's like I noticed when he go do the handshake with the main player on his team, which is dead, it's like, you act like I'm bothering you, bitch. Like, I'm the greatest player in the world, one of them. Like top 5, top 10, I'm one of them. And I'm in the playoffs. And you act like the warden of the jail. Like you came here to police me. Like you ain't, like, you not dicked out like these white women just dicked out about me in here. Like, so, like, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it, bro. Because when I've been around that dude just, his spirit so loving and giving, it hurt me. It hurt me to see that. Like, you done eject away from my partner, man. Don't do that, man. You dive on the floor behind that nigga, man. Dive on the floor behind him. But, you know, like, I know a lot of people gonna hate what I just.
I don't think people gonna hate what you just said. I just think you got to put it in context, brother. I think that she has been a great ambassador for Braun's legacy. She's well-rounded him. She's given him children. She's been there from the jump. No, man, my man right here spitting. No incidents. I wouldn't say just the sexual part. I think what he's emphasizing is that she hasn't been in awe of him like he wants to see Braun. He wants a woman to be in awe of him every time, which is cool. If that's what you want, that's what you want. But you ain't gonna get that for 20 plus years being together, bro, with no lady. And I don't think it's reasonable for your lady to be 20 years in awe of you at a random basketball game. That lady would have been to the playoffs 22 years, Gates. That ain't impressive to her. She'd have been with Braun since he was in Cleveland. First wave. This playoff, this time, is not impressive to her. If Braun make it longer in the tooth, make more of a headway, tend to grow more, I'm pretty sure her enthusiasm will change. You got to understand, man, she got a son on the team now. She ain't impressed with the father that got enough weight to put his son on the team. And again, Savannah James has been a tremendous ambassador for the game in LeBron. She gets a pass. Miss James gets a pass from having a mood, being in the feelings, feeling some type of way. She gets a pass. You know what I'm saying? So it may not have been ideal in that moment. Maybe what you saw is what you saw. But you got to understand it's nuance to it, right? She's used to be great. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely, man. My man's spitting, like I said, and you see it as time goes on, right? You begin to see that, like, man, she ain't impressed by that. Braun is doing way more than he should have. Their love is everlasting. You got to remember something too, y'all. Love is not just high moments, it's love. Love it ain't all just good. Sometimes it's bad. Love ain't all the way happy. Love could be sad. Love is multifaceted. For everybody to say love has to be a trajectory of good with no lows, they ain't been in love like that, family. So, again, married 22 years, been with the girl since high school, Miss James gets a pass, Gates. You may have a valid point about your mood and how you think LeBron needs to be received, how he needs to be understood, but you got to understand, man, they in a different bracket now, bro. They in a different bracket, and they having different conversations. I'm gonna show you what I mean about different conversations. she is not as impressed because this could be something that Miss James does right here. Shout out to my lady for doing talking conversation like this, but this is important.
So I had somebody come in my comments the other day talking about being married ain't no flex. Girl, you a lot. Baby, being married is the biggest flex you could ever make, okay? To have a man, especially a fine, strong man with a great brain and mind, shoot. For him to say he's going to protect and provide for you for the rest of your life, to have and to hold through sickness, through death, baby, yes, it's the best decision I ever made. Let me tell y'all something. If it's not a big flex, why are so many women at speed dating occasions and events? Why so many women on these dating apps looking for one? You don't even know what you're talking about. Being married is the best thing that could ever happen to a woman, especially when it's a good man. And let me tell you something, when you get that good man, you take care of that good man. That's what you do. You don't be no loudmouth controlling heathen with that man. You do your part as a woman for that man. The Bible says he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing. So if it's a good man out here looking for a good woman, you better be the good woman or you ain't gonna get the good man. Baby, my marriage is lovely. I love it. He's my best friend. We pray together, lay together, eat together, travel together, love together, gossip together. We do everything together. We combine incomes together. We ball together. I help him make good decisions and he helps me. He's the head. I follow. Baby, my husband is everything. And you get you a good man, to my being married is not a flex. Girl, you's a lot. Look at all these women. If it's not a flex, why, if you're the only person in the crowd with your girlfriends getting married, everybody jealous of you? Because it's a flex. Even gay men out here trying to find a man to get married to because it's a flex. So I don't know if don't nobody want you. You probably not marriage material. You better get your mind right. Start treating these men with respect. Because, baby, you don't want to be single out here in these streets. You don't. I haven't needed anything since I've been married. I haven't had a need for anything. My life has been well taken care of, and I'm grateful for it. So you better.
I'm going to say something, and she's kind of very much right on that. Shout out to that sister, man, and shout out to her man for having a beautiful relationships as they do. Being in a long-term relationship where you can keep it fresh, i.e. a marriage, is a flex because it's hard to do. It's easy to go to school. It's easy to work. It's easy to get a degree. It's easy to get something like that. It is hard to maintain an active and long-term relationship. No other skill, she did cook, G. No other skills in life can be taught by anybody how to maintain, how to have and cultivate a relationship. You can't go to school for that. You have to work like a workout every day on that muscle. You have to lift. You have to run. You have to process. You have to think. You have to cultivate that muscle. That muscle to be in a relationship takes time. That muscle for y'all to grow, engage, and love each other is a flex because it is not easy or everyone cannot do it. Now, on the same token, I know what it's like for everybody trying to maintain that side, right? But what she's speaking from the woman's perspective, there is a hierarchy among ladies. There is a hierarchy among ladies that have a relationship. Those are facts. You could disagree. You can have your own opinion. You can have your own thoughts. But for a lady to have a loving home where she's taken care of, she is flexing on them. There is a hierarchy among ladies. They can try to act like it, but I've seen it with my lady alone. When women have other conversations with other women and one woman is married and she knows it and the other woman isn't, it is like it is. For guys, it's not so much that way. It's a difference. We don't really judge or gauge it that way. We judge it on what you do. But for ladies, the judgment criteria is different. So, like I said, y'all, having a relationship, being with someone, developing that relationship, have that relationship, cultivating those relationships, being in those relationships, it is tremendously hard to do. And I will not disagree with anything like that. That's facts, though. My dog cooking. Men and women are more protected and respected. Those are big facts. Those are big facts. My dog cooking. I'm about to pin that comment, dog. That was hot fire right there. That's true. That's true. Married women are looked at differently. They do get more respect differently, and they are embraced and shuttled differently. Those are just facts right there. You can take it how you want to take it to the bank with that, but I believe all those things are important. You know the reason why family is important, y'all? The reason why family is important is that something interesting happened this week, and I don't think most people caught it. Did you know that during the press conference this week in Texas concerning the Carmelo Anthony story, you know we're giving you playback after playback, the father spoke out against a white supremacist organization? Let me say it again. The Austin Metcalf side, the white power structure that are going against this, trying to make this a racial conflict, the father actually spoke out. Pay attention.
You're trying to create more race divide than bridging the gap. I do not condone anything you do.
That's Austin Metcalf's father talking to the guy on the phone.
You do not have any fucking.
That's called white guilt.
No, let it talk.
You're creating more Austin Metcalfs with your weakness, sir. You are creating more Austin Metcalfs
Black
with your
man
weakness.
here, you are being weak. I gotta be honest with you about that, sir.
You're being weak. Condemn your son's killer and the culture that caused it.
Hey, Jeff.
That's the problem.
I want you to think about something like that. You have the father of the victim telling the gentleman what to do when he's going against it.
You've been submitted.
Hold on, Jeff.
You've been submitted.
I'll handle it from here.
You've been submitted, sir.
You're not gonna make
If
us
we
back
were all,
down.
if we were all of your nature,
Guys, listen.
Think about that for a second, y'all. The father of the slain victim, the child, disrespect, big facts, said openly, hey, we ain't with that, man. What you got going on, big facts, dog, is that my son, let him be laid to rest, allow the court procedures to happen the way they should, but stop trying to incentivize it and light a fire to the flame. Yeah, like I said, y'all, in our previously posted, we talked about the FSU killer, Mr. Phoenix. We had to Google and find his name. Carmelo Anthony's name, his family, his legacy, where he lives, what he does, who he was, his pictures. We saw so many of them. But we actually see real life killers minimized. Think about that for a second. You have people on boots on the ground that are white supremacist organizations actually trying to champion and start something. And the father is saying, man, get that out of here. The father has got on speakerphone with the victim and the other side of the family, blatantly saying, we ain't going for that, bro. It is disrespectful. Take my son's name off that page. Take my son's name out of that word vocabulary. Stop trying to incentivize him. Stop trying to start a war. Stop trying to start an issue. Right now, we are trying to keep peace between those communities. Shout out to the Austin Metcalf's dad, man. Facts, though. I mean, it's always around us, y'all. That is a real thing that nobody talks about. That is big. You cooking tonight, dog, for real. My man's on fire, man. I'm about to invite him up, man. I'm about to give me an email. But hey, man, one thing I want to say about it is that we don't see the drippings of things going down. We just assume, like, man, it's just this, man. It ain't that big of a deal. It's just how I'm feeling. No, you got to take all threats seriously. You must. Because when you take threats seriously and you learn how to handle them and you know how to move and interact with them, you move different. Do not underestimate anybody, ladies and gentlemen. Never underestimate anybody. Take all threats, perceive them as serious, move cautiously, learn how to maneuver to always protect yourself. Because when people show you who they are, stop questioning. Stop going against the grain on it. Believe them. To shift gears on that, why do I find that important? If you did not know, if you are not hip in the black wave, black lexicon things got going on, there has been a heavy movement of straightening. And the reason why I think showing videos like this is important is because when you see disrespectful things, as Noble War Peace has said, Prize, you got to listen for those things, right? And when you listen for those things, you get quiet and you respond accordingly. So this is a video that I believe is very important, but I want you to just listen, close your eyes, right? And listen to the words. and watch what is being said.
Black Africans and African Americans do not claim Black Americans. We are not the same. African tends to focus on progress, family values, and community upliftment rather than dwelling on historical grievances. They prioritize education and hard work. They don't leave.
Process it. Let me start it back from the beginning in case you missed something.
Black Africans and African Americans do not claim Black Americans. We are not the same. African tends to focus on progress, family values, and community upliftment rather than dwelling on historical grievances. They prioritize education and hard work. They don't live life blaming the white man for all their failures, challenges, or the choices that they make. Many Africans strive to give their children better opportunities and instill values like hard work and responsibilities. They don't raise their kids to hate the white man and blame them for all of their problems. That's why they can't grow. Africans are hard workers and they work on self-improvement. They hold themselves accountable for their actions instead of making everything about race and blaming the system. True Africans do not celebrate when a white kid loses his life to
Uh-oh. The reality's coming out.
a Black kid. The decent Black Americans out there, we claim you. We see you. And we love you. Thank you for being.
I want y'all to pay attention to something. The first thing that came to my mind. We focus on work, not pride, not respect, not you gonna respect me, not cultural impact, not loving yourself. She said the first thing in my mouth is I work hard. All right, you work hard. Let's unpack that. If you work hard, like and this is not a disrespectful thing for me. Why are you here? If you work hard wherever everything is from, your legacy, your impact, it would show everywhere, right? If you work hard towards who you are. You work hard towards your cultural relevance, your pride. You work hard towards injustice. You can't pick and choose what you work hard on. You can't. I can't separate me working hard, doing right. I just mentally, I can't. You know what I'm saying? She talks that she has the right because of our people. That's fact, though. That's 100% fact. But I'm gonna just even go deeper. Whenever I meet people that say I work so hard and I don't have no cultural pride, it lets me know you're afraid to speak your opinion. You work hard to do things that other people want you to do, but once you speak on something that isn't right, you're scared. I work hard to fit in. I work hard to assimilate. I work hard to not cause any problems. I work hard to fit in and do what everybody else tells me I need to do. Don't cause any problems. Catch that video. I know scared talk when I hit it. Oh, don't champion being killed. Well, was the same energy felt towards those Black kids being felt? Was that energy the same? Or was it justified? If you're going to have a video about one thing, like I spoke with Wallo, you got to have it the other way. You can't speak openly and saying, oh, I think this is wrong. I'm standing on right most of the time. Then you got to be consistent with it. I can't pick and choose what I don't like and what I do like. Wrong is wrong. 365, 24 hours, 7 days a week. If I'm speaking on wrong behavior, like you said you did, man, you got to be consistent with it. No, what you're speaking on is a fear-based behavior. Let's call it what it is. I'm scared to cause a ruffle. I'm scared to say anything. I'm scared to go against the grain. I'm one of the good men, boss. Yes, a boss. I'm one of the good ones. That's what you did. Like Trump gives out his dog whistle sounds and we know what they mean. You gave out your dog whistle sound. You said if there's any problems, I don't want no parts of it. Oh, my man, you cooking more anti-blackness from that's facts though. That's fact. We gotta call it what it is. Xenophobia. When they say xenophobia, it is used as a image. What it is xenophobia from one thing. That's what it is. What it was is a dog whistle. That dog whistle is to say, I'm not like them. Please accept me. Please don't hurt me. Please understand I'm with thee. That's what it is. You are afraid to express yourself from opinion because you don't want to go home. You are afraid to have any cultural or relevant pride because you don't want things to change. That spirit that you have is not like Black Americans. We have an experience, a spirit of resistance. Our spirit is justice. Our spirit is accountability. Our spirit isn't to hurt you. That's not our spirit energy. You got to understand when we speak on something, it is strictly from a justice point of view. We're not speaking from you harming nobody. We're not speaking of you talking crazy about nobody. We're speaking on justice. And what justice causes you to do is to respond accordingly. So when you hear that fear-based rhetoric, Black Americans, I want you to hear this. Why? Why is it that you can speak openly about the Austin Metcalf situation, but not the Phoenix and Florida State University? Is that same energy by saying them white guys and guns are bad? Will she make a video stating that? Or will she be quiet? She gonna be quiet. Remember, the spirit is not of justice. The spirit that she's speaking from is to hide, is to be quiet, is to be the good one, be the respectable one. If you don't look up something, y'all, I want y'all to look up a word called respectable politics. Let me write that down in the chat for y'all. Write this down in the chat. I'm gonna write it down. I want y'all to look it up. Excuse me if I spell it incorrectly. Let me go ahead and pin that. It's something called respectable politics. Google that word. Google that. Oh, man, my dog cooking again. They have ignored the racial hierarchy that exists for hundreds of years. They never speak out against evils. Nothing to say about their opinion. Man, my boy Nova Ward Pride is on fire. That's true, though. Like I said, if it was you were being consistent about everything that happened, you were being on point about everything that was going on, it would be more reasonable to believe. But if the only time you speak out is when Black Americans say something, I can see where you at. It's kind of easy to spot now. Like I said, a lot of us are on code and delineation with it. So when I hear that rhetoric, I can pinpoint, oh, you just saying it because you're afraid. Oh, you just saying that because you don't want no problems. Oh, you just saying that because you don't want no issues. Oh, I got it now. Okay. Oh, okay. I got it now. It's very noticeable in a way too, y'all. It's like, dang, all right. They just going through their thing. They ain't really processing it. I see it. But what it also tells me is that our revolutions are different. I'm going to show y'all something from one of our brothers, man. Shout out to this content creator. He is next up. Love him, man. But what he says a lot makes sense. Fair use.
I think a lot of times when people think about revolution, when Black people start talking revolution, everybody assumes bloodshed. Because that's the white idea of revolution. That's the Boston Tea Party. Bloodshed, bloodshed and destruction of property. That's a white ideology when it comes to revolution. The true Black revolution is love. At every turn, their whole plan and process for us to be divided and for us to not love ourselves. If you don't love yourself, you're not going to love your brother. You don't love yourself, you're not going to love your sister. It's easy to look in the mirror and hate yourself and leave your child. That's easy. You know what I'm saying? Now, these are systemic conditions that are being reinforced all the time through advertisement, through media, and on a real grassroots level. Let's talk about, we can bring that crack epidemic back, but that was a number one divisive tactic used in the last 40 years because, you see Black women out here selling their body for drugs. This may be how you're informed about Black women. Your mother out here selling her body for drugs or just doing drugs and not caring for you as a child. This may be informing how you feel about Black women. You see your brother get killed by his best friend over a drug deal. This is going to inform your trust with niggas. Your daddy leave you because he can't keep it together because he on that pipe. This is gonna there's a lot of information being passed here, and none of it is loving. So if we're gonna engage in any
our revolution, as the brother said, that was supposed to. I'm glad you Googled it, brother. I'm only gonna give you game. Your boy ain't gonna never lie to you. 20, 65, 35, 68. I want y'all to understand something, y'all. When we talk about our revolution, what we mean is love. We mean loving each other the way we should. We mean supporting each other the way we should. We mean being there for each other the way we should. We mean being respectful for one another the way we should. We mean sticking up, community engagement, active engagement, responsibility. When people say words, they don't translate the same. I don't think most Black Americans understand how much we are different. When I say we are different culturally, understandingly, processly, a lot of people don't get that. They think of what I was taught, white adjacent, that's what it means. Nah. Revolution for us is love. Our spirit is resistance. Our energy is truth. You got to think, y'all. We have been fighting a constant battle of truth and evil this entire time. So once you understand the story, not his story of America, you will begin to break down and understand, oh, dang, it really is a lot of stuff I never saw before. It really is a lot of information that I haven't broke down and thought about. It really is a lot of stuff that has not been transferred. When you go into the dynamics of it and you go to these local, I love telling people, go to local historical sites, go to local historical things, and you understand how much information has been missed out. HBCU graduate, y'all, right? I didn't know how impactful Booker T. Washington was on Hampton University campus until I graduated. There's a whole monument thing given to the Colonel guy that gave the money, but Booker T. Washington, the gentleman that founded it, that I went on to establish Tuskegee, the #1 engineered Black school in America, there's a little paragraph about him. We got to understand there is also a movement not even to teach it at that level. And I want y'all to remember, I graduated from college 10 years ago. Imagine how much information I had to gain from then. There was no Black empowerment studies. There was no knowledge of the ethnic cleansing crimes. There was no learning of how the wars and how things affected us. I had to learn that on my own self-study. But once you start that self-study, once you start to learn the stories of this country, your mind is open. My mind is forever open. Y'all can never be closed. I know the truth. And I'm not afraid to speak truth to power. And remember, I can go into that revolutionary spirit because I know it comes from love, not disrespect. I'm not little boying you, little girling you. I'm not disrespecting you by saying stuff that is insensitive. That ain't my style. What my style is to educate you. And the one reason why I love to educate people, because I truly believe, y'all, a picture is worth 1,000 words. And the reason why I think the way imagery and things are important, I want y'all to look at something. All of our major entertainers, icons, I want y'all to just diagnose this right quick. I want you to process this right quick. Process this. What do you see? What I see right here is that for you to get the worldwide recognition, to get white support, to get white fan bases, to get the spirit or organization that you want to seek and go after, you have to play a certain role in which we feel you deserve. Think about this, y'all. All of the Oscar committees that gave famous words and famous bookings for awards, I want you to think about what you had to be. Slave, drug dealer, abusive wife, adulterous wife, criminal cop, and abusive mom. Let's read that back and process it again. All of our main pictures that have been scholarly written things, these were the roles they had to play. So it is showing you in real time, we will reward you with a prestigious award if you play what we think you should play. Mentally, how does that land for you? How does that seed go in your mind? Seeing something like that, to me, some of our biggest actors, is programming. Oh, my boy, Stole what I was about to say. Thunder, huh? I agree. If you're not aware enough to see that type of stuff, you won't even know in real time like what it is. You'll just think, man, Denzel got the award from Training Day, but not for Malcolm X. Not for Malcolm X. Halle Berry got that for The Adulterous Wife. That's it. Not for anything else. Seeing these type of things, y'all, we got to be able to discuss them. Seeing these things, people show you what they expect from you. You can't get mad at it. You charge it to the game. And what you charge it to the game, like I tell y'all, you learn how to move accordingly. The reason why you got to charge it to the game, the reason why you got to learn how to move accordingly into the society we live in, once you get too big and you think, I am the special one, I am the outside Negro, I won't get punished, I figured everything out, your wake-up call is coming. King Crowder, what you talking about, man? You know, you say a whole lot, but you don't be saying a whole lot. I'm going to show it to you to your face, baby. All of y'all know who Letitia James is?
Trump and the other.
Letitia James was the attorney
Trump and the
general
other defendants were ordered to.
who went after Trump. I don't know if y'all ever watched that show. I think it might have been The Godfather. When you swing at the king, you bet not miss. When you swing at the king, you bet not miss. So, Letitia James was involved in mortgage fraud, y'all. Let's peep game and just listen.
Let me just say to all New Yorkers and to all Americans, the allegations are baseless. The allegations are nothing more than a revenge tour. New York Attorney General.
Matt, let me go ahead and play it again.
Trump and the other defendants were ordered to pay $463.9 million. That represents $363.9 million in disgorgement. Plus,
you lie about it. Letitia James.
And that's what happened when she went after Trump, right? So when she went after Trump the first time, they made Trump pay almost $400 million. Trump won, got the rage back.
You lie about it.
Trump has spun the block.
Let me just say to all.
Hold on. Trump has spun the
New
block.
York Attorney General Letitia James.
When he spun the block, Trump said, yeah, I'm coming for get back.
You lie about it. Letitia James is now in trouble for the exact same shit. Really? You didn't see that? That makes sense. They're investigating her because she allegedly, according to Megyn Kelly, who I trust implicitly, allegedly went and got mortgages with her father, listing them as husband and wife. Yeah. On buildings, right, multiple times, and then also lied about the amount of bedrooms that were in a place, right? Because if it's 4 bedrooms, you get 1 tax rate. If it's 5, it's more. So she lied. It was a 5, and she said it was a 4.
Right. Well, this is what they all do. So I think really the funny thing about all the cases that they brought against Trump, a lot of those cases were rooted in just politicized version of something that's pretty standard that a lot of people have done.
Let me just say to all.
I want y'all to notice something that everybody keep forgetting. When you swing at somebody and that punch, that thing that you go to, when they get back in power, they coming for you. What I want to know is, remember, Letitia James was stumping hard for all those other peoples and those other resources and those other things. Why they ain't in the street stepping up for her? The New York City Attorney General bought a property in Norfolk, Virginia. Shout out to the 757. She said on the mortgage line that she was married. She's never been married. She did some fugazi stuff with the paperwork. Not saying she didn't. But what I'm getting at is that all those laws, all those things she passed, Biden ain't powering her. None of the other people are giving her support. They just leaving her out to hang. Y'all know she did the bidding and swung at Trump and made that man pay real money. Y'all just gonna leave her hanging? The same thing happened to Fannie Willis in Atlanta. Whoever went after Trump and tried to put charges on that man, he back in power now. You going to jail. You going to jail. I'm serious, man. I don't mean to say it like that. I don't mean to be scary, but you swung at that man. We know how he get down. In war, if you try to kill a king, you don't kill a king, and the king re-kings himself, you's in trouble. It is what it is. It's just logic 101, y'all. The chess move was played. You put it on the board. You expose your hand. They coming for you. But what I want to speak on the most is, y'all, why do laws get put on us as citizens that our leaders don't have to follow? New York City has had a lot of little scandals recently. I don't know if y'all noticing that. New York City is becoming scampalooza. New York City is called Trump purging out, and he's spiteful. Big facts, though. Can you blame him? Man, y'all made me pay $400 million. I'm getting it back in blood with the shiesty mask on. But what I'm saying for me, y'all, is that why are our political leaders getting involved in fraud? Why are y'all putting laws on us that we got to oblige for, and y'all ain't got to follow it? You the attorney general. You the attorney general, and you doing mortgage fraud in Virginia and Norfolk, and you live in how can Norfolk be your primary residence? Big facts, though. It's hidden. I think it's being more exposed than ever now. I just find it crazy. Like, you did all of this, and real talk, like, you putting people in jail for that. You putting brothers in jail for that right now. And you committing those same crimes. How are you actively committing those crimes that you are locking other brothers up for, and you doing the same thing? What resonates with me, y'all, the most is this. You setting a law, you enforcing the laws, you champion other communities, and when something happened to you, they all quiet. Shh. Where them Asian communities at? Where the immigration community that you was storming so hard for? Where is everyone that y'all were championing doing? What they at? Now she black again. Now she's saying we need to stand on code and be in that way. No, you gotta stand on that. I don't even want to hear it. I don't even care. You gotta figure that out. Don't put that over here. Don't even put that on me. I ain't stand. Listen, if it's not for our issues, I don't even care about talking about it. So to me, once I'm hearing these things, it's just like, man, they getting their Negro wake-up call in real time. The wake-up call is gonna come. It's gonna hit you. She on her own. Big facts, though. She is on her own. And ain't nothing worse than you stomping so hard for somebody, and we know you on your own. We know you by yourself. We know you ain't got the love, the support, and the admiration like other people got. We know this, man. We know it. And I just want to see in real time, man, I think John Biden did them all dirty. He pardoned his family, gave the double deuces, and slid. He pardoned his son. He ain't pardoned the AGs. He pardoned his son and said deuces. He pardoned his family and slid out. We know corruption was going rampant. We know the corruption was going on so heavy that we seeing it. But the AG of New York, we in a different place, right? I just want to think that we in a different place right now, y'all. For real. We are in a free falling, like we really got to reevaluate some things. And of course, I'm not pro-Trump, y'all. I'm pro-black people. That's me. But to know all this is going on in real time and you getting hemmed up for carrying the bed water for somebody else, and now your career, your livelihood is on the line, that's some poetic goddamn justice. Man, on to our next topic. You know it is Easter Sunday, right? And I wanted to chop it up, man. We have some pulpit pastors, and seeing is better than me responding. And I want you to understand why a lot of people ain't supporting the church like they should be, man. And I think visually seeing its reputation will speak volumes. Fair use.
A tragic loss that took place between Austin Metcalf and Carmelo Anthony. Have y'all heard about that? Young man Carmelo Anthony did something that should never take place. Number one, you should not bring a knife to a track meet. Here's another thing. Only sit in areas that are designated for you to sit at.
He already about to piss me off. I'm going to keep going.
And when you are told to move, whether nicely or in what you might call an unkind tone, if you are in the wrong place,
what?
You should get your rear end up and go walk to another section and sit there where you have been designated to sit.
Let me play that back for y'all. I gotta process this. I do.
Austin Metcalf and Carmelo Anthony. Have y'all heard about that? Young man Carmelo Anthony did something that should never take place. Number one, you should not bring a knife to a track meet. Here's another thing. Only sit in areas that are designated for you to sit at. And when you are told to move, whether nicely or in what you might call an unkind tone, if you are in the wrong place, you should get your rear end up and go walk to another section and sit there where you have been designated to sit at the track.
Translation, pastor said, be pussy. Hey, if a white boy come up to you and say, I want your seat right now, you get up and leave. I don't care if he's not a parent. I don't care if he ain't in leadership. I don't care about none of that. White boy said you got to get up and go. You got to get up and go. You wrong. You shouldn't have anything. You shouldn't defend yourself. You're wrong. That's what he's saying. Bro, there was no assigned seat. They were bleachers. It was raining. You want to tell the young black boy to stand out in the rain because two young white boys told him to? What the fuck? Well, everybody in that church ain't saying, bro, what are you talking about? Who do you represent? Who is listening to you, fam? What? No. No. You do not tolerate disrespect. You do not let nobody bully you. You do not let nobody disrespect you. You do not let nobody do anything and everything to you. That's not how that's going right now. I'm not advocating for violence among kids. That ain't what I'm doing. What I am saying is this. What, bruh? You don't have to listen to you. Ain't no teacher. The first question that pastor should have been saying is what? Where were the parents? Where were the admin? Where were the leaders at? What are we talking about, fam? What? And you wonder why church is suffering. If I was in that congregation, me and the whole family, we out. We out, fam. We out. We slide. Turn the other cheek. Get hit in your mouth. Don't say nothing else about it. Man, what are you talking about, bro? You can't disrespect nobody and think people ain't got no responsibility to it. That is not how this world goes, bro. You cannot get and say disrespectful things. You just can't, bro. You got to understand when you do something, everybody don't fight the same. Everybody don't respond the same. Everybody don't react the same. Everybody don't think the same. And again, if you wondering why these churches, these unions, these things are going away, it's because y'all here cooning and buffooning, bro. You telling everybody in that congregation got a black son. Your black son should have stayed down. He should have ran away. He shouldn't have said nothing to think for another day. Big facts, though. Facts, though. My man is, you cook it with napalm, but I'm just saying, man, we got video now. What are you talking about? I can tell you ain't from our culture. I can tell that you samboing it out. We can see it. We know you ain't a part of our legacy in history because to say something like that, knowing the legacy of this country, either A, you're uneducated, B, you don't give a damn, or C, you straight pussy. I got one more. One more before we agree to chop it up, y'all. One more. This one gonna get you too.
White cops for the killing of black kids. Instead, teach your black children to be obedient towards authority. And I don't care if most of y'all are black. You need to teach your children to obey authority.
I want y'all to catch something. I don't care that most of y'all black. So he's telling you better give him a seat next to the white man. Big facts, so big facts. I want y'all to catch that. I don't care if most of y'all black, so I don't identify as that. Catch that.
Obedient towards authority. And I don't care if most of y'all are black. You need to teach your children to obey authority. We need to teach our sons and daughters to obey authority. We need to teach our children to not fight against authority, not fight against cops, not rebel. Be model citizens. Stop being rebellious towards authority. Be submitted to laws and ordinances. Stop parking in handicapped spaces unless you want a reason to park there.
Is any of those reasons justified for somebody getting killed? That's what I want to know, Pastor. That's what I want to know. Everything you saying is what you're saying, right? Are any of those a reason for you to actually hurt somebody? Or are those citations?
Pay your taxes and stop cheating on your documents. I'm going to go deep. I'm about to get everybody mad. Stop bending your numbers. Watch. The Lord said, give back to Caesar what belongs to him. That is, be submitted to governmental authority. See, now watch. I see all of y'all looking at me. You know why you're looking at me like that? Because you don't read.
He doesn't read.
After Jesus is resurrected, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. When I was 15 years old, I'm walking up Hollis. I'm walking down Hollis in Queens. And an Italian cop.
Red flag, Hollis and Queens.
Drove right by me. And I locked eyes with the cop, and we stared at each other, and he drove by. My ego and his ego. No cameras, no iPhones, no social media.
So a 15-year-old child was not racially profiled.
No recordings. And then he says one word to me. Listen to what he says to me. Listen to what he says to me. He says to me, watch, say something. And in that moment, I hear the voice of my mom and my father. Son, obey authority. Son, respect your.
The spirit is different, y'all. Nowhere where I've been from would that be cool to even say. So being disrespected publicly as a 15-year-old child, that was cool to you. Your parents taught you to, of course, respect and be obeyed. But they didn't go there and have a response back to that cop persecuting a 15-year-old boy. You didn't have empathy for that 15-year-old boy that had a traumatic incident happen to them. Rather, you're focusing on by saying, my parents taught me this and I oblige. Cool. But did your parents tell you that was wrong? Did your parents tell you that behavior should not be tolerated? Did your parents teach you that the reason why stuff like that happened is because cops were former slave catchers? Son, I'm sorry that you got to deal with racism in this time, in this era, but we are still dealing with that oppressive incident. Son, racism is wrong. This is what it is. You are a dark-skinned, melanated man. You will have to deal with this. Did they have that conversation? Or was it only, I'm wrong, head down, say nothing? That ain't our spirit, dog. You're not of our culture, so you wouldn't understand that. My father would never let me go through something like that and say, son, obey by the rules and that's it. Son, you can obey by the rules and still get treated mistreated. You can obey by the rules and have someone do something that was unethical of his job, but we don't say nothing. You can play by the rules, do wrong, do mean to people, do evil things, and that's it. You can play by the rules, do bad, do mean, do evil, and we try to go against it. Is that what we're saying? Or are we actually saying, son, this is why it would happen? If I was in that church, I had a black child, that would be our last Sunday. Both of those pastors who made egregious conversations like this got to understand, we different, y'all. All the times we hear those movements, those conversations about black people this, black people that, I want y'all to understand something. Dang, man, my dog on fire. Be docile and obedient to the power of destruction. Don't give the white folks no trouble. You know what? Malcolm X had that powerful quote in his good book. Don't be the troublemaker Negro. That's a fact. The troublemaker Negro is the one that's going to ask questions. The troublemaker Negro is going to be the one that's going to hold you accountable. The troublemaker Negro is not going to say that it's okay for you to disrespect me like that. It's not going to be okay for you to throw me against the car. I'm going to demand the same rights, the same level of execution that every other person has had in these government entities. The troublemaker Negro is going to make sure that if I don't get the same water, don't nobody get the same water. Why is that so important, King Crowder? You ever look at some of these countries, y'all? Be very frank. I saw a story last week about South Africa. The white side of South Africa has 99% running water. The black side doesn't have running water, toilets, Wi-Fi. What's the difference? Oh, they get along. They're obedient. If I don't get everything, the culture of resistance is not there. If we all can't have water, ain't nobody gonna have water. That's our culture. That's my spirit. If we all can't be uncomfortable, if we all can't be comfortable, everybody gonna be uncomfortable. If we all can't get along and do right, ain't nobody gonna get along and do right. That's our spirit. That's our energy, y'all. So you gotta understand the xenophobic crowd, the tethers, whatever you want to say, class. When they say those words, they're trying to put that energy on us, and that spirit is not taken. So when you put that spirit of something that you grew up with, it's foreign to us. We're not going to be docile. We're not going to be obedient. We're not going to go along and get along. We're going to have an opinion. We're going to have a reason to say something. We're going to have a reason to stand on business. And when you see those type of things, going through it, you understand. It's in our blood. It's in our nation. My dog cooking. All people are resistance in his blood. We're resisting his birth, and it's the birth of his nations. 100% fact. Let me go and start that one again. My dog on point. It's in our nature, y'all. It is. Rebellious. The spirit of going against something. The spirit of speaking out against something. The spirit of standing on business. The spirit of having uncomfortable conversation. The spirit of addressing things when it's wrong. The spirit of if something doesn't go wrong for us, then we ain't gonna just let it slide. The spirit of that, if you harm one of us, you gotta deal with all of it. The spirit of you ain't gonna disrespect me. You ain't gonna disrespect my mama. You ain't gonna say nothing against us and put it against each other. There's a code, there's an ethic, there's a loyalty, there's a moral understanding that we have with each other. So when somebody say to you, y'all, what is Black American culture? I want you to understand. The culture is resistance. The culture is making things happen. The culture is mood, music, food, style, demographics, history, lingo, character, honesty, integrity. The list goes on. We don't have that spirit of docile. We don't have that spirit of, man, we're going to let them get away with anything. We're just going to land with it. It's not in us, man. It's just not. And as I get ready to land my plane, as I get ready to close out this chapter this week, I want y'all to understand something, man. The motive of this week is this one thing, y'all. If you don't have your firm understanding of your belief system, you'll fall for anything. Remember, don't have a certain level of expectation for Black businesses that you don't have for everybody. As Wallo said, he has an expectation for us. But if that same energy isn't meant anywhere else, ain't nobody listening. And remember, pay attention to something, y'all. The tough love people on Black Americans, watch them. I watch the tough love crowd. I watch the, I'm going to treat them with respect. I watch that crowd. Because remember, nobody responds to disrespect. Nobody responds to constant chastisement. Nobody responds to tough love, coming in with authority. You going to do this and do that. Nobody responds that way. If you really want to help somebody, you put them to the side. If you really want to bring something up, you put them to the side. If you really want to support the business, I'm going to see it with your actions. Remember, if you're searching for service, don't tell me you're going to other ethnicities because it ain't that common. And remember, Trump is showing us the 48 laws of power. You swung on him. You disrespected him. You made him pay money. You wanted him hard. He's swinging back. Bold prediction time. Trump is going to lock them all up to try to pursue him. Remember, the one thing you got to say about that brother is this. He rides for his people. He makes change. And he's showing y'all out loud. What he did to me, he hurt the rest of y'all legacy. Why? Trump's got in office day one and said, free the guys. Everybody that was in that January 6th resurrection, Trump got in office and said, you know what? Free them all, good. He put the free the guys hat on and got them out of jail. You know why that's worse, y'all? Our leaders, the Jeff Fords, the Larry Hoovers, the H.R. Rap Browns that are still incarcerated, the Democrats could let them out. They didn't. They didn't. What he showed you in real time is that the president has more power than we all been led to believe. If I want to sign this law in the nation, if I want to make this thing shake, if I want to make something happen, I can stand on business and do it. Or I can do nothing. I can say what I'm going to do. I can champion my voice by saying I'm going to do this for black folks. But we ain't going for the banana in the tailpipe no more. He ain't. Every black person I know is saying, we want the check. We want the fairness in law. We want the anti-black crime hike bill. We want to see these things enacted in real time. The lip service, the word service is done. That era of we gonna overcome, the Negro spiritual is dead. It's over with. I'm telling you, my generation now, X and millennials and Z and Alpha, they ain't hearing it. The boomers are the last generation that gonna want to hear it. The church folks are not in the church no more. The young black Americans are not there. You got to figure out a way to target them better. I'm telling you. Give them necessities. Give them things they ask for. The spiritual, the symbolicism, the everything that you want to get, that wave is over with. The chastising and the tough love crowd, that wave is over with. Remember, I'm here to teach you something. Hopefully you learn something, you gain something alive today, man. It's your boy, King Crowder. Back again with another edition of Live on Sunday, man. I'm so glad to join y'all, man. It was a good session, man. I love to bring these things to y'all attention. I love to shed light on it. I love to educate and teach my family. Same to you, family. Blessings to you, man. Enjoy your night, enjoy your week. Remember, enjoy yourself. Take care of your loved ones. Call your people. Text your friends, text your loved ones. Make sure you find out what they got going on. The more you do for you, the more blessings will come for you. Remember, work hard on yourself till you do your job. Support yourself. Laugh, joke, smile, reminisce. Have a good time, man. Remember, love who loves you, pour who pours into you, and make the rest of your life the best of your life, man. It is I, your gracious host, King Crowder, again, man, with another edition of Live on Sunday, man. It is so good to chop it up with my people, man. This week, what we got coming up this week, man? We actually have more of the games. I'm going to try to catch it out. I missed my fellas, had a little rough week. Michael B. Jordan movie. Go and support that brother, man. Michael B. Jordan's put it on for black men like he's supposed to. Sinister. We're going to see it Tuesday night. We're going to see it Friday. We will be going to see Goat James in real time game 3 at that. Saturday, we got the Black Man's Walk Health event in Houston, Texas. If you are a black male, you need to get your physical, your mental, your thermal check, everything you need to get checked. Please go to that event. It's free. The 5K walk. It's energetic. It's more things going on, man. So remember, hit those things up. If you need anything, hit me up on it like we always do. Instagram, whatever social media platform. Make sure you enjoy yourself. And finally, comment, like, share, subscribe to the channel, man. Your boy is so happy. The numbers are growing. We're growing steadily. And remember, until next time, it's your boy, King Crowder. Peace.